is a fun motif for the holidays or over winter time of this little girl that's ice skating. And I like the idea of leaving her sweater sort of blank so that you could make your own design on this. So this is fun for adults, but obviously it'd be good for a little girl to paint, and she can make her hair color whatever she wants. So let's say we take a pencil or one of my Micron pens that is waterproof. So don't hand a regular pen to your grandchild or your child or yourself and try to paint on top of it. These are waterproof. So let's say we want to do like a little bit of a rickrack here that we want to paint in later. And make her sweater have some details to it. She's got this little edging here at the bottom. And let's see, maybe we'll put a few little details into her turtleneck. You can add some dimension to her bow. Like that. You can add more snowflakes if you want. She can always have a little birdie. That skates along with her. And then when you go to paint, obviously, you want to do some hot pink or something, you can just put that right into her sweater, and you can let that dry and paint the rest of it a different color or shade. I used to love those fashion plates when I was a little girl. So this seems a little like that to me, and I'm actually going to make it like these are mittens that she's wearing that match, because otherwise she doesn't have fingers. Okay, and let's do the pink on the dotted areas that I did here. And then now I'll make a pink bow. Just be careful not to get your hand in your paint. I'm leaving a little bit of the white of the paper in there for a little highlight. Like so. And I do sell an extra hot pink in my studio store and online here. Let's see, I'm going to make her socks pink. And I'm guessing she's wearing tights because that, or maybe little blue jeans or something. And so we'll make her leggings, or that would just be too cold otherwise. She's wearing some blue jeans with her leg warmers. And then now for her hair, we can make a couple different shades of, I'm going to make it kind of a blonde brown here, that color, and take a little bit of this and maybe add, let's try this out, add a little bit of blue. You can always take a little strip of paper and test out. That's a very yucky color. That one's okay. This is just plain brown. So let me do a watered down brown here. And so we can, if you have like blonde, you can do this coconut. And if you have darker black hair, then you kind of have to make black with this kit, or you've got one in the woodlands. I use these two, sometimes a little bit more purple to get that little red there. Well, that's awful purple, so let's see if we add a little brown to that. That's a nice little kind of gray or brunette. So I might go in here and just not fill each thing in and kind of do a few stripes to look like pieces that are connected to each other. Let's see what that looks like. We add a little bit of brown now. So it starts to get that texture look. I have to go carefully around this bow. Running out of brown. Ooh, our hair goes all the way back here. She's got a full head of hair. So I'm going to quickly kind of fill that in, and then I'll add some of this in a minute to give that detail, because it should be darker under here. Leaving some of the white of the paper, and now coming across like that, so her hair looks beautiful. And you can add some little rosy cheeks by putting a lot of water in that pink, like so, or you can dab it back a little bit with clean paper towel. And I think I'm just going to do a very, very kind of light pink for her sweater. Like so, and put that in between. And I think she likes some light pink skates with the laces a little darker here. Okay, and then her little birdie friend, let's make that bird purple, just to be out of this world. How fun is that? And the wing, maybe make that a little pink. The beak. And of course you don't have to add that, but that's a lot of fun. And then if you want to just paint over some of these little snowflakes, you can kind of come in here, and they don't have to be the same size. You can still see the marks, but it gives it that snowy feeling. And then we can also take a little bit of blue for an ice color along here, like so. And I may add a little bit of gray just to kind of dab into her nose here. And you can always take the gel pen, a white gel pen if you have it. You can add a little bit of white to her eyes, and when it's all dry, if you want to add a little bit of highlights into her hair, you can, but you do have to wait till that's dry. So that's a cute little thing, and everybody can change it however they want, because they can have a different outfit, so it'll look different every time. That's kind of fun, just to blot those areas now. And you just get that little bit of color around each of those snowflakes.